5 days, 37 races is my favourite flat meeting of the year. It's Glorious Goodwood 2026. And I was doing a little bit of research this week, and a handful of jockeys who were brilliant at Goodwood, include obviously Sir Gordon Richards, Lester, Hughesy, Frankie, Pat, Carson, Swinburne, and a certain Martin Dwyer did all right at Goodwood, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to love riding at Goodwood, love this festival. Yeah, I was quite lucky. I used to ride a lot for Marcus Tregonin, obviously, and he targeted this meeting. It's a tough place to ride winners. Goodwood's a unique track, isn't it? And a lot more can go wrong than can go right. But I think that's what makes it entertaining.
Without blowing smoke here, I always think it takes a jockey with a little bit of balls. I think it'd be a track for someone like Roy Keane if he was a jockey. You know what I mean? You've got to bump out of the way, haven't you? You've got to take the 3-day ban. You can't be on the inside. It's a tricky track, but if you get it right, it looks brilliant, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of pitfalls going around Goodwood, and you've got to hold your nerve. You've got to try and go the shortest way round, but not get boxed in, especially in those big handicaps. And like you say, it can be a lot of rough and tumble. I was talking to Richard Hughes a couple of days ago, and we were talking about years ago. We used to have a sweepstake in the jockeys' room. How many suspensions were given out over the whole week? It was we all put like 20 quid in each and have a guess at whether it was always north of 20 days. It can get up to 40. The actual days totted up, given out over the 5 race days. So yeah, we used to have a bit of fun.
And as Hughesy worked out the difference between left and right now, you can tell us that story if no one's seen it yet. Is a belting story. And you're saying about the etiquette between jockeys. So you're coming back on one, and someone's screaming, move whatever. What's the story?
Yeah, so there was in the weighing room and the jocks room, it was always a case of don't ask for any favours because you won't get any. But if your race is run and you're dropping back to the field, you're not going to finish anywhere. It's just you get out of people's way. You don't want to impede somebody finishing fast behind you. And Goodwood's prime example of that. Horses stop in front of you, come back here, and usually was going really well in one of these big handicaps. I was dropping back, and he shouts. I heard him shout. I can't see behind me. I heard him shouting, "Live wire, go left, go left." So of course I went left, and then he shouted again, "No, your other left, your other left." So he meant right. Yeah. So I moved out his way, and he got through and won. But yeah, it doesn't always left from his right, but he was a hell of a jockey, especially around Goodwood.
Yeah, brilliant jockey. Speaking of someone who definitely knows their left from their right, SD, the Punters pal. Whereabouts are you? Are you in a car? It looks like you're going to a car boot sale.
I'm in a car in a car park with very well assured 5G signals, sir. But you're right. Joe Ross has called one thing right. Goodwood is the best flat festival of them all. I've been going since 1995. I don't look old enough, do I?
Yeah, obviously not. What you need is the Jason Weaver beard dye. That is what you definitely need if you want to stay young and fit like me, pushing 50. Right, we're going to run through all the big races. We'll tell you about all the bonuses. We're going to start on day one, race one. It's the 150 Chesterfield Cup. Now, why are we doing this race? Because if you bet £10 on the first race, you will get £5 free bet to play on any other race throughout the day. So you back the first one for a tenner. Whatever happens, you get a £5 free bet. Right, 18 runners. Noble Horizon, top of the market, 5-1 for Ollie Ricks in SDS. Your beer for Haggis and Diego Lagueso is the money horse coming over from Ireland for J Lions, and the man of the moment, Colin Keane. SD.
It's a profile race, isn't it? What do I mean by that? I mean, Martin will remember the one that didn't fit the profile was Imperial Dancer winning it 20 odd years ago. My God, that was a good horse back down from Group Company. But generally in this, if you look at the last few years, you want a 4-year-old and everything's been drawn over 8 as well. I actually backed Kaida Bathan on the in the Magnet Cup at York, and the horse just got absolutely mullered on the rail day. Had no chance. I thought the reappearance run was very good at Epsom. I think the ground's absolutely fine for the horse, and I think the horse is on a decent mark. So I'll back him at a very decent price.
Okay, Martin.
I quite like Liberty Lane to bounce back. He's a good horse on his day. I know he's been out of form, but I thought he ran a blinder when he was 5th last time out at Sandown with the cheek pieces on. I thought that looked like a step forward, and he's a course and distance winner. He won a listed race round here last year. I think he's quite a big price, around 12-1. I think he could bounce back in this race.
All right, on to the Vintage Stakes, 225 on day one, 7 furlongs, top of the market. The horse we talked about last time we were on together, Martin, the Godolphin horse that decked Tom Marquand, Al Hadeba, 2-1, and Hafner rather, is coming in for support now. Probably go off joints, 2-1. You said before that once a horse has done that, jinked and threw off Tom Marquand, could have been a serious injury. They might do it again. He hasn't so far, and it's looked decent.
Yeah, he's an immense talent, isn't he? He won so well at Newmarket, but interesting. He's not straightforward. You watched that race back. He was quite lucky. The runner-up took him over to the far rail and had him tight. I think that helped him, keep him focused. And when you watch the race back, sometimes you learn more about a race after the finish line. And Al Hudayba was absolutely running away after the race. Got so much more petrol in the tank. He is still a bit quirky, in my opinion, but they put the blinkers on him tomorrow, so he could find even more improvement, and they might keep him straight. I think he's going to be hard to beat. I think he looks a real talent, this horse.
Yeah. From Hafner to Hefner, SD.
Yeah, I agree with everything Martin's just said. He's very talented. It's how they channel that talent. I wouldn't normally like blinkers going on first time 2-year-old in a group race, but I can see why they've done it here. And in terms of form, he's some way ahead of the rest. And it's always the conundrum in this race: do you go for the proven form against the sexy maiden form, if you like? I would go for the proven form based on price, to be honest. I mean, if you're at 2 joints, I know which one I think's the most likely winner.
Okay, 3 o'clock, Lennox Stakes, 7 furlongs. It's got to be the top 2 in the market. I mean, Lake Forest, very short, even money, and Karat bounced back York last time, 9-2. I mean, this screams an SD each way, 9-2 account closing bet. Am I right?
Correct. Absolutely, absolutely bang on. And I've done it already. All right. I think the thing with Lake Forest, he's improved this year. You know, quite what he beat at Haydock. I don't think anybody would say Mile would have any pretensions of being a group horse long term. I think he's probably improved 4 or 5 pounds. But you know, you go back to this race last year, which is a funny old race. You know, Witness Stam won it. And Lake Forest was 11-1. And my concern with Lake Forest is I think Witness Stan and possibly Kirat will be forward. Lake Forest could just end up in the traditional Goodwood pocket and just get going a little bit too late. In Kirat, you've got a Group 1 winner, albeit a lucky one at the track, who's unbeaten there and who has an absolutely great record there and won a group race last time. I think Kirat is a stonking bet, to be honest.
All right, Martin.
I would fully agree with that. Kirat is he's always seems to be overlooked, doesn't he? He was a good winner at York last time. He's very quick. Obviously, he's a Group 1 winner. He won the Sussex last year. He loves it round here, and there's no better place to Goodwood to be riding a fast, free-going type like Kirat down that hill. He could just get away from them and just be too good. He literally just has to run like he did last time, in my opinion, to win this.
And the campaign's been a little bit odd, hasn't it? Going over to Del Mar won it, and then Longchamp and everything. I think Karat's, if you're getting 9-2, 5-1, I think it's a brilliant bet. I think it's one of my favourite race of the week next. 3:35 Goodwood Cup rematch from Ascot, Scandinavia and Trawlerman. I'll ask SD first of all. There are 2 8-year-olds that have won this race. What are they?
Persian Punch.
Yes. So won it as a 3-year-old, an 8-year-old, and also as a 10-year-old. And what about the other one? Martin, any ideas?
Oh, Mark Johnson's
I have an idea, but
no, ridden by a certain Kieran Fallon for Said bin Sarur. Cavalryman.
Ah, I would never have got that.
Well, that went down. Yeah, keep that one for your Christmas quiz.
Winner.
Yeah, keep that one down for your Christmas quiz. Right. Is it a matchup, Martin? Scandinavia, Trawlerman?
Yeah, it's got to be, hasn't it? I mean, there's not much between them last time in the Gold Cup. It's just going to come down to them two. It's an intriguing battle. I'm looking forward to it. Trawlerman, he's level weight. He was giving him £1 last time. Giving Scandinavia, and I think Trollman's just got better and better. I wouldn't be surprised. I could see Trollman turning it around. He looks a lot easier to ride now, Trollman. He used to be quite keen in the past, but they can make the running or sit handy, do whatever they want. And he had that problem, didn't he, with his eyes? He had reacting to sunlight. He had those goggles on him in the prelims at Ascot. But at Royal Ascot last time, that was his first run for quite some time. Well, since Champions Day, wasn't it? So he's bound to improve a bit on that. I can see him turning it around.
What was that footballer? You know, as a football fan, was it Edgar Davids who used to wear the because he had glaucoma? Yeah. It was that. I mean, I looked at him last time out to Ascot, and it was 130 versus 11 to 8. You know, without the prep run and whatever. And I backed Trollman, and I was wrong. SD went for Scandinavia. What are you going for this time?
I think Scandinavia just has this habit of winning races by very slender margins, and you sort of risk underestimating him. You're going to think I've gone completely mad, but I will back Amerlock each way. I think stamina's the question, okay, but there is some hope in the pedigree, and this thing's been running against some very, very good horses. You know, wasn't that far behind Kalpana last time. And I think probably has a touch of class. Now, look, you do your money if the horse doesn't stay, obviously. But I think at the prices, with a dead 8 runners, I'd rather back Amerlock each way than, say, I don't know, Scandinavia at a very short price.
Okay. And just looking at the Gosden form last couple of weeks, absolutely flying, like 54% or something. So, do you know what? It's a mouth-watering one. I do think it's a 2-horse race, but good luck with your each-way bet. Right, Wednesday then. Turbo Boost on the day. It'll be the talking horse of the day. If you don't know how this works, £10 max bet, but hopefully you'll get boosted massively on the talking horse. Now, hoping that talking horse is Bo Echo. So get your money in, get it out, and go and take your missus out for a meal. If that's what you're up for. Right, so Wednesday, 3 o'clock, Oak Tree Stakes over 7 furlongs. Might be my nap of the week, this. Top of the market now. Xanthos for the Crisfords and Oisin Murphy at 5 to 1. Is it wide open, Martin?
No, I think Flora Bermuda. I think she's probably one of the best bets of the week. She's a classy mare, isn't she? She's been third in 3 Group 1 races. She's been running over 6 predominantly, but I thought she was really good when she won last time. Back to form at York with that Group 3 win. Was that 19 days ago? Going 7 furlongs for the first time. I just think it will really suit her. She's she's always staying on over 6 furlongs, and she's got a lot of class. And she's down in grade into Group 3. Into a Group 3, she's drawn really well in stall 4. She'll get away on the front end. I think she's going to be hard to beat. She's a good bet for me, Flora Bermuda. She's just got a lot of class. The stable are absolutely flying.
Yeah, that was on the shortlist as well. I had Secret Life, Xanthos as well. I just wanted Oisin to get out and make all like he has done before. SD. Now, I'm sure there'll be one right down the bottom that you've got a sneaky suspicion that may just get placed here. Have you got one?
No. We bet to win, don't we? And everything Martin's just said is absolutely bang on. I think Flora Bermuda has a class edge on these. I think she's by far and away the most talented in this. I think the draw's ideal, and I think if she stays, she'll win, to be honest. And I was surprised she wasn't quite a bit shorter.
Okay, I'll just revise my nap then, because I agree with what both of you said now. Right, 3:35, Morecambe Stakes, Group 3 over 5 furlongs, tight at the top. Pashada for Hannon, the unbeaten. Is it Adonis or Becky Menzies' horse, isn't it? Ruder's Pride for Wafnan and Crownbreaker for Ammo Racing, and they've booked David Egan. See if he rides. Right, SD, what are you going for?
Better be careful what I say, hadn't I? Otherwise the legal letters will fly in.
Look, I don't want the Racing Post going up to another £7.80 or something if he sues them. So just keep it tight.
Yeah. This Adonis, I remember I was talking to Becky Menzies at Hamilton, and this has been the plan for a long, long time. And this was just before Royal Ascot. She said, I really don't want to go to Royal Ascot. I want to go to Goodwood for the Morecambe, and then I want to conquer America. She sounded like a Hollywood actress. She'd be a great Hollywood actress, wouldn't she, Rebecca Menzies? I wonder if her dad was called John. Do you remember those? I thought Pashada was just about the most interesting on the Royal Ascot form, if you're pushing me. But this wouldn't be my idea of a betting race. I mean, I think I last backed the winner of this when In Your Lake won, and that's probably, well, that's a long time ago. You were even young then, Joe. I thought Pashada probably was just about the most likely, but it you know, the secret of betting sometimes is to say this is a bit hard, and with 2-year-olds over that 5, I think we're probably in that category here.
Yeah, it's look, it's what, was it 37 races? You have to play in every race, do you? And if you're stepping aside with this one, fair play to you. Martin, have you got a strong opinion, or is it a move on, put the kettle on, have a beer, what?
No, I'm very strong on Adonis. I was at Chester when he won the Lily Agnes, and to watch him win, he was doing, you know, I think he did most of the race at 40 miles an hour. He really is fast, and I think he's very good. As you say, Rebecca Menzies, they actually sold him, didn't they? His American owners have bought him with a view to take him to the Breeders' Cup, and I love the fact that he missed Royal Ascot, so he comes here sort of fresh, and he hasn't gone and emptied the tank at Ascot. I think he's just very quick and very good. I think he'll get out in front. I don't think they'll catch him.
Yeah. One that I texted SD about last night. If you like a Brazilian, I backed it as 28-1, and it might do nothing. That Brazilian diva for Diego Diaz and Diego Lima. His first ride in Britain didn't go particularly well. Well, it did. He finished second at 50-1, but 5 over on the whip. Bizarre action that stall's got a 24-day ban. Only cost 12 grand this, but caused a 22-1 surprise at Nace in that Fillies maiden by 2 1/4 lengths. And the second one next time out. Then at Nace, 4th of July, was just chinned by Carry the Flag by Aidan O'Brien. It was 11-1 that day. Look, Philly looks tough, genuine. The jockey's not exactly SDS, but if you fancy Brazilian, have a little look for Brazilian Diva. It's still a massive double-figure price. 410 Sussex Stakes, over a mile. The unbeaten Bo Echo, 5-4. Opera Ballo, 130. Stewards, 7-2. And the question is, 10 Bob Tony. He couldn't, could he? SD?
No.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for coming. Have a great day.
No, I think Billy would agree that despite probably getting a 5 out of 10 ride, he won the St. James's Palace. I just don't see anything in the form book to say that Bo Echo should get beat here. I don't subscribe to the hypothesis about Gestard possibly going past, and I don't think Opera Ballo's good enough. So it's just a shade over double your money, isn't it? I think this horse should be odds on. The only possible negative is if some a 3-year-old just suddenly improves. But I think that's very, very. I think he's somewhere clear, and I think the bar's high, and I think he'll win.
If you were giving Billy Loughnane a 5 out of 10, what would you rated Puerto Rico with Christoph Soumillon on? Because bearing in mind, you know that he saw like a magician doing card tricks and, fairs and Shakira twerking and all this. So he felt he had to open the rail. And there was Stard behind and actually didn't get there. What would you give him out of 10?
Well, it was good race riding, wasn't it? But that was a 9.
Right, Martin.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Sussex Stakes. It's going to be a brilliant race. I agree with Stephen. Bo Echo looks like he should just win. He just looks too good. He obviously rematched with Gestard for the 3rd time, and each time he's beaten Gestard, he's just shown too much of a turn of foot. So, all being well, Bo Echo should beat Gestard. He's going to take some beating. Billy's going to have to be a little bit more on his game in this race because, of course, Aidan O'Brien's got other runners in there, so he might well have a plan up his sleeve to try and beat him. But Bo Echo, he'd probably sit and ride him a bit cold and then produce him with that really good turn of foot he's got. So he should be winning. I think the horse he has to worry most about is Opera Ballo, who absolutely loves a fast ground turning mile. He's a pretty good horse, isn't he? He was 3rd in the Queen Anne. That was on the straight track, but back to a turning track, it'll really suit Opera Ballo. So I think, personally, I think Bo Echo should be winning, but I think he should be most worried about Opera Ballo.
Yeah, totally agree. On to Thursday, another Betfred turbo boost of the day, 10 a max, like we say. I mean, I know nothing so far, but I'm hoping it is Diamond Necklace, maybe. The 225 Market Richmond Stakes, Route 2 over 6 furlongs. Look, Let's have a look at Flan Sunner, tops the market, 9-4. Cut the Dash, 3-1. Night in Vegas, 4-1, Martin. In this market, Richmond Stakes, I couldn't get a handle on this at all, I'll be honest with you. It's a race that I'd leave alone. Have you got a strong opinion?
I'd agree with you. I think this is a race to watch and see what happens. These are 2-year-olds that are changing and progressing at different levels. I can't make my mind up with Flan Sunner. Obviously, he's only ran twice, won both of them. I mean, was he just very, very good at Ascot, or were the horses he beat just not kind of this level? I mean, he could go and win very easily on Thursday, Flan Sunner, the way he did at Ascot, but he's taken on much better horses that are already proven at this level. Qatar Dash, he was very good when he won at York over 5, but didn't really get a clear run in the Coventry when he was 4th. But, you know, Qatar Dash brings in that real top level form, and is Flan Sunner going to have improved or be an improver that can go and beat him? But if you forced me to have a selection, it would be Qatar Dash, because I just think he was unlucky in the Coventry. But as I say, Flan Sunner, I mean, he could be anything. What did you think watching his Ascot win?
No, again, same as you. A little bit like the horse we're talking about at Chester or Becca Menzies. You know, could be anything. But it's going to cost you 9-4 to find out. And there's say 37 races. I'd be guessing. I mean, again, hand was forced. I'd have a go, but Stephen, I don't know where he's disappeared to, so we'll just crack on. 3 o'clock, Gordon Stakes, Group 3, 1 mile 4, wide open, 4-1 the field. Just Fav is a la Procan for James Doyle, Rafe Beckett, and Wathnan Racing. Also, Rafe has Brilliance. I'll pay a Brilliance in this as well, which I quite like. That's the only horse with course form and winning form in this race. Oh, look, he's back. Here we are. We're just talking about the 3 o'clock Gordon Stakes. Yes. I liked Joseph's in this. Okay. What's that one called? Forget the name of it now, but it won really, really well at the Royal Meeting, didn't he? And I think the thing is, the horse he beat absolutely hosed in on Friday at Ascot, didn't he? So I think he's the bet in the Gordon Stakes. Great race, the Gordon Stakes, of course. At one time, it's a very good Ledger trial. Remember Alexis winning it, Martin?
Who?
Alexis.
That was unbelievable. It was stance.
Yeah.
It missed a kick by 10. You've never seen riding like it. Not even you could have done it, Martin.
Even me. I messed up big time in this race. I should have won this once. A horse I'd won on at Royal Ascot. I had the choice of 2 horses in the race, and I chose to ride High Accolade for Marcus Tregonin. I could have rode Andrew Baldwin's horse, Phoenix Reach, and I got boxed in and couldn't get out. And I've had to come round the back of them and flew home, got beat a neck. And that has bad memories for me, that race. I went on to reverse the form in the Ledger. I finished 2nd on High Accolade in the Ledger. But unfortunately, that was the year Jamie Spence was riding for Coolmore, and he only gave 1 horse a good ride in the whole year, and that was in the Ledger when he came and beat me on Brian Baru. So I'll never forgive him for that. But yeah, getting sidetracked, I agree with Stephen. Enceladus, as he called, the horse of Joseph's. I think he's vastly improved, and he won that Royal Ascot, the King George V handicap. I thought he won really well, and he's ready for this step up into group company. I think the favourite's vulnerable, a la Prochaine, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah. It sounds French, but it sounds also like you order something from Pizza Express, isn't it? I've got a voucher, Alon Pachan or whatever it's called. But it's vulnerable. Yeah, I agree.
I think she looked quite weak in the Oaks. She lost ground all the way through the race, couldn't cope with Epsom very well, but stayed on nicely. They'd had her entered in a Lily Langtry over a mile 6. I thought they'd have gone that way, because she just looks like a filly gets unbalanced easily. So I'd be against her on this track. I might be wrong, because I'm sure she's got ability, but she's not run many times. I think she's quite vulnerable at the head of the market.
Group 1 action next. Nassau Stakes at 3:35, over 1 mile 2. So is it all about the unbeaten Diamond Necklace? Now, what? I mean, I was watching this back last night, the French Oaks and the French 1,000 guineas, and I mean, stunning. Never raced in England, only once in Ireland on debut. I think it was 9-1, and Ryan wasn't even on. Is this just a point and shoot job? Take all the bet boosts you can possibly get, fill your boots, or is there something lurking? I'll ask Stephen. I think he's gone Tesco.
Yeah, Diamond Necklace, again, she's just classy, isn't she? She's 5 from 5, but I'm not sure about whether this is her best distance or she's better at a mile. I'm not really sure. She won the French Oaks and she looked like she was going to absolutely hose up, and then she seemed to just slow down. The last furlong felt like a long way for her. I know the connection said afterwards she just only does enough. She's like that in her work. She's lazy. She idles when she gets in front, but I just wonder whether she might get exposed. I think, again, I think she is a vulnerable favourite, Diamond Necklace. I might look stupid here. I'll end up with egg on my face. But she's taken on the likes of See the Fire, who is a very, very good filly when she gets her conditions. I thought she ran well enough for the Prince of Wales Stakes. She was very good to win the Middleton again. She was third in this race last year on soft ground. But yeah, Diamond Necklace, at that shorter price, I just don't think it's worth getting involved, because if she has stamina issues, they will be exposed in a race like this.
The horse that obviously hates me is Friendly Soul. So in 2024, Patrick up at Ascot, Deauville and Longchamp. And then it was like nearly 600-day break. The Haydock comeback, I'm all in that day. Goes off 2-1. And then front leg goes in that collapsed old drain, gets pulled up. So backed it in the Duke of Cambridgeshire as well at Royal Ascot. It was a very bizarre ride. Stayed on into third. Even the racing poster missed quite a bit nowadays. Said it was an eye catcher. I don't know if it's a confidence boost. It's back up to a mile 2. Gives £9 to Diamond Necklace. The more I see it, I think Diamond Necklace has got to be the one. But I was trying to look for a little bit of value in the race, but I think I'm trying to find something that's maybe not there.
Yeah, it could possibly be. Although you say a bit of value, what about Venetian Lace? I know she was poor in the Oaks, but I think the soft ground was against her and it wasn't her day. But she was third in the Guineas. She's going to go off a massive price, and I think she will be staying. The Falmouth last time was a waste of time dropping back to the mile, but Charlie Johnson's brilliant at getting these horses back, and I think she might be a massive price for considering she was third in the Guineas.
Right, as we move to Friday, I've just been told, by the way, that Betfred's got a free bet if you're second in a selected race. I don't know what that is so far, but look out for it on Friday. Free bet if second in a selected race, look out for that. 225, Thoroughbred Stakes, Group 3, 1 mile. Godolphin top the market, slightly odds on. Talk of New York. Last seen third to Stard and Bo Echo in the St James's Palace at Royal Ascot. If Bo Echo just goes and wins, Stard finishes second. This just wins, yeah, Martin?
Yeah, and he just should win, shouldn't he? He's going to have to really underperform to not win this. He's dropping down to a Group 3. That third last time in the St James's Palace Stakes. Again, he's just got to run that same race to beat these, in my opinion. I'd be interested in Shayam of Carl Burks. I think he's an improver. I think he could run into second, but I can't see anything beating Talk of New York. He's just going to have to underperform or something to go wrong for him not to win that race.
3 o'clock, Golden Mile. All I've got on here is solve the puzzle. I could not solve this puzzle at all on the Friday.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? I think this is the type of race where you've got to wait and see the draw as well. Anyway, the draw has a big impact in these type of races. That mile, if you're drawn wide, it does make it a lot more difficult to win from a wide draw. But I would be really interested. I like the look of Beagle Bay for Rafe Beckett. I think he's quite smart. He could well be a group horse hiding in a handicap. He's only ran 5 times. He's won 3 from 5. He's won his last 2, and I thought it was a good performance when he won a Sandown. That was a Class 2 off a mark of 89. And the horse he beat was that Rami who went and won the John Smith's Cup. He stepped up to a mile and a quarter and found a bit more improvement. But I think Beagle Bay, off a mark of 94, he's gone up for that win, carries 8 stone 10. I think he could be fairly decent. He looks to me, he's got the profile of a typical Rafe Beckett horse that will just improve out of handicaps and step up to stakes company. So I think he's around 10-1. I like the look of him.
Right, 3:35, King George, Qatar Stakes, Route 2, 5 furlongs, wide open, Night Raider, Rumstar, top of the market, 5-1. I need someone to talk me out of Spicy Marg in this. 12-1, 50-1 second in the Venetian Cup, the Commonwealth Cup, where Venetian Sun won that. Bombed out at York last time. Obviously, we backed it then. Great 2-year-old campaign. Hasn't won as a 3-year-old, I don't think. Just needs that strong pace. Great turn of foot. Tom Marquand was booked nice and early. Double figure price. 5 furlong the key. And this is drifting all week. It's 12-1 as we speak now. Put me off Spicy Marg, please, Martin.
I couldn't put you off. She's yet to win this year, as you said, but she's ran in some hot company, and she just always seems to be thereabouts. She doesn't always manage to get ahead in front. She's won 3 times, but they were last year. But she is knocking on a door, isn't she? But it's just such a strong race, isn't it? I'm going to throw one to Stephen. What about a big outsider, Partisan Hero? I quite like him at a big price. He's in the form of his life, a sprinter in great form. They can keep running well and winning. And he won in this grade at York in May, third at Epsom over 6 furlongs, and he was just over a length behind Rum Star when he was third at Sandown, and second in a Group 2 at the Curragh 13 days ago. Why is he such a big price?
Right, Saturday, Betfred's Turbo Boost of the day. It's your £10 max as always. One of the big talking horses will be boosted. Have your tenner on max, and really look out for these as well. If there's one you fancy and it's a short price and you're getting properly boosted, and if Fred's been out on the Friday night, well, I'll tell you what, you know what it's like. Lily Lancre, 3 o'clock, Group 2, 1 mile 6. Santorini Star, 7-2 for Haggis. Consent is 9-2. And the one I quite like in here is Danielle at 5-1. We go back to that Gosden, 53% strike rate, 8 from 15 last couple of weeks. 2 months off for Danielle, and this looks a target for me, Martin.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, she hasn't run since May, but she won after, that was her first run since November when she won at York, and I thought she did that with a bit up her sleeve, didn't she? And I think you're right. I think the Gosden team of the campaigning her and picking her races out. I really do like the look of Danielle. It's hard to oppose Santorini Star, though. I know she flopped in the cheap pieces in the Hardwick at Royal Ascot, but that was wasn't Tom Mokwanda at his best either. Bit slowly away, and then he tried to force the issue and moved her out wide, and she made up a hell of a lot of ground to turn it in. She was in third position, but that race was run upside down for her. But before that, her profile was really progressive. Mile 6 round Goodwood will be right up her street, so hard to take her on. I think she's pretty dangerous. I think she's got a lot of ability, Santorini Star, and she's so tough as well.
And I think it as well that go back to Danielle here, because Kalpana's the horse that was probably going to be retired. So now everyone's talking about Kalpana. Danielle 5 lengths behind Kalpana at the Champions Fillies and Mares in October at Ascot. So I think this is why you know it's like it's whoever's the star of the time. You look at it, go, oh look, was only 2 lengths behind this, was 5 lengths behind that. Look, we'll touch on the Stewards Cup, 3:35. 82 runners entered. Anything anti-post that you would have looked at? I mean, again, it's, unless you know something, or you've got interest in a horse, then great. But at this stage, what are we? A few days out, 82 entered. Have you looked? Have you found out?
It's such a difficult race. As Stephen said, these sprinters at the handicap level and group level, they all beat each other. So I guess you're trying to find something that's improving. And I suppose for me, Amazing Journey, he was such a good winner on Saturday in the International Stakes at Ascot over the 7, wasn't he? I don't think I've seen a horse win that easy. I know he jinked to his left, and I think Safi Osborne got a 2-day suspension. She caused a bit of interference, but I haven't seen a horse win a top level handicap that easy for quite some time. I'm talking about Amazing Journey on Saturday, Stephen, and I presume he's going to be declared to run in the Stewards Cup, and he'll have a £6 penalty. But it was done last year, wasn't it? 2 Tribes won at Ascot and then went to Goodwood and won. So Amazing Journey at 14-1. I'd be of interest with him.
Best bet of the week, maybe one at a price or next best or whatever. But I'm pinning you down. Think of the thought. I'm pinning you down and going, I just want one. I just want the best bet of the week. This is Martin's Wire. Derby winning jockey. Flyer at Goodwood. Couldn't ride York, but don't worry about that. Glorious Goodwood. The Martin Dwyer nap of the meeting.
I'm going to go for Rebecca Menzies, sprinter at Donius Wednesday in the Moulcombe Stakes. I just think he's too good, too fast, and you'll be impressed when you see him in the paddock. I was at Chester when he won, and he's a smart-looking horse. He hasn't gone to Royal Ascot, so he comes here fresh and well. I think he's just going to be way too good.
Yeah, do you know what? I actually agree. Especially that Chester run was unbelievable and kicked again. The clues are all there, which we talked about earlier on with the American owners coming in. Want to send the horse stateside, so I'm I'm all in with you, which is great. Right. I don't know where Estes has appeared to. Apparently he's taken me down to Goodwood on Friday. So I think I might just book myself a train. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
and an Uber. So it's 5 days of racing, 37 races. Favourite flat meeting of the year. You don't have to bet in every race. Look out for all the offers. Gamble responsibly. And whatever you back in, please win.